Hello students, how you all are? I hope you are doing well in your home. Okay students, so here we will begin with the new lesson. The name of the lesson is lesson 3, the glimpses of the past. Yes, a thing which are reading here on the first page of your textbook for lesson 3, the glimpses of the past. Yes, here tell me what is the meaning of the glimpses. The word glimpses. Here I am taking a brush to mark it. Yes, what do we mean by this word glimpses? All right. So here the word glimpses means the events which occurred in the past, and those events are called glimpses. All right. So here before independence, what happened with our country? Our country is totally exploited. It is theft by the Britishers. And after independence, India got its independence in 1947, isn't it? Yes. After independence, India started developing its economy, its status, its political career, and the people start beginning earning money for their stability. All right. So here let's begin with the first page. What is there in the first? So before beginning, read it out. Here we have before you read. So what is there? Here are some pictorial glimpses of the history of our country from 1757 to 1857. These pictures and speech bubbles will help clarify your understanding of the conditions that led to the event known as the First War of Independence in 1857. So here we read the paragraph before you read. So what is there in this paragraph? Just read it out here. Yes, this paragraph tells us about a very different events which occurred in our past, and it is explaining about this event, okay, with the help of the pictures which is there in your books. Okay, and the whole lesson carries some another kind of posters, pictures, okay, which were collected from the past. So here we have to read out this lesson and understand about the history of this lesson, our history of India's independence, with the help of this pictures. So here in these pictures you will get the great personalities who fought for our Indian independence. So students, let's begin with the first picture, which is one, the martyrs. Okay, here we have a martyrs first. So let's begin with this. So what is there in the martyrs? The martyrs. Here we have a function in Delhi, and in this function Lata Mangeshwar is seen holding a paper. In this paper, a beautiful, a patriotic, a very motivational song is written, or the lyrics of this song is sang by Lata Mangeshwar in front of the gathering, in front of the cabinet gathering in a big hall. So here the words of this song is, "Oh my countryman, let your eyes fill with tears as you recall the sacrifices of India's martyrs." So let's translate this beautiful song in Hindi. ये मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। ये मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा आँख में भर लो पानी। Yes, students, the song which I sang now, it is a very inspirational, very motivational, and a very feeling song which is sang by the Lata Mangeshwar on the occasion of 1947, a day when the India got its independence. On that occasion, every readers were present there in the big hall, and they got tears in their eyes by listening the beautiful song which is composed by the Lata Mangeshwar. This song tells the sacrifices of the brave soldiers, sacrifices of the brave freedom fighters, and the sacrifices of our Indian origin people who fought very hard to bring independence in our India by fighting very hard against the Britishers, against the invaders, or against to the infiltrators who are trying to invade in India. And they saved our country by sacrificing their life, by devoting the auspicious blood of their body to this motherland. So students, you shouldn't forget the sacrifices of our nations, of our warriors. You should memorize them once, and if you feel something bad, you should memorize and think about their sacrifices. Then only you are going to decide something great for this country. So students, here these are the words which were said by the Lata Mangeshwar on the occasion of our Indians Independence Day. Okay, on 15th August 1947, she she sang this song very beautifully. So here, so in the while singing this song, everyone start crying, everyone start shedding their tears, and they listening to the very inspirational songs, very feeling song to the heart, okay, which is sang by the Lata Mangeshwar. Now comes to another picture of this lesson. Yes, students, here we have another picture. Okay, what is there in this picture? This picture consists of small pictures and posters which were taken from the past booklets, okay, from previous booklets, and it is very interesting. Okay, the stories what is there, okay, in this page is very understandable also, and what happens during the days of the revolt, during the days of the fight against Britishers. So students, opens your page number 37, and let's begin with the topic 2. What is there in the topic 2? The Company's Conquest 1757 and 1849. So here we are going to read this. Okay. All right. So what do you mean by the word the Company's Conquest? The meaning of the word the Company's Conquest, the East India Company came to India. Okay, they came to India for visiting and seeing its beauty. Okay, a beautiful environment India has during the time of East India Company arrived here in India. So they start discovering new things in our Indian subcontinent. They finding new places. The area which consisting of very good resources, they start exploiting it. They start digging uh, uh, big holes, okay, under earth, and they taking out the very precious resources like gold, silver, okay, iron, and they are loading it and taking it back to their own country for their own purpose. All right. While conquering India and taking its resources to their own country, so here India is exploited. India is exploited very badly, and slowly India is going in the state of poor condition. All right. So here this all things which I told now is the short summary of this page. So let's begin with this page here. So here I am going to read about this first picture. So let's read it about. Okay, what is there? With its superior weapons, the British East India Company was extending its power in 18th century India. So here you see the map of India in the first picture, and it is the time of 18th century, and it was the era India 1765. See the map of the India. There Pakistan is also included in our Indian territory. They were not bifurcated, they were not divided from India. So before independence, Pakistan was considered the part of India. So both are living together, as two brothers are living in one home. Yes, here you can see the two colors. One is yellow and another is red. Yellow belongs to Indian princess and red belongs to British territory. So students, you can see here the British territory colored in red, and it is nearby Kolkata and nearby to the northeastern states. So they invaded India. They taken entry in our Indian subcontinent, first in Kolkata and second in northeastern state. So they start doing their own business activity by exploiting the precious resources of our Indian subcontinent and loading it in the big ships and taking back to their own country, and bringing those goods, okay, and placing those goods, okay, what they ever taken from our country into a finished good, into a non-usable, non-degradable good, and they are bringing those things back to our India and selling to our peoples in very high prices. See, our resources, our thing is taken by the Britishers, and they exploited our resources, and they are again selling those things back to our Indian people. So it is a such kind of bad thing, isn't it? Yes. So here this is the period when Britishers came to our Indian territory, and they taken entry in our India, and they start exploiting our resources. So while taking a entry, they taken a permission from our king, okay, our princess. Do you know the princess? Yes, do you know the prince, a king or queen, who were the rulers of our India, okay, during the period of 15th to 18th century, and they ruled our India. Even they were also exploiting our Indian territory, but not so much as compared to the Britishers. So while coming to Indian subcontinent, first they taken the permission of our British rulers. My lord king, shall I comes to your country, or shall I take the resources by paying you some amount? So here king considered, okay, we have a lot of resources, you can take and use it, but in exchange you have to give me a tax where I can use it for my own kingdom. So this kind of agreement taken place in between the Britishers and the king earlier. So now students, comes to another picture. Here we are going to another picture. All right, okay, fine. Now we will do this. Yes, okay, what is there in this picture? Indian princes were short sighted, and here the prince is thinking, and what he is thinking, that upstart Raja Rajbahar call the English merchants, they will help me to defeat him. So here the Britishers were having the big army, they having the weapons, but the kings don't have any weapons, they don't have any army. If they having the army, they have the different kind of tools for killing enemies army. But here Britishers have strong army, they have good obeying army, and they have weapons in their hand, okay, in the form of guns, okay, while standing very far they can shoot to the enemy, okay. By this way they are winning every war, okay, against their enemies, who? Britishers. So here the king of our India, they start thinking, if we invite the Britishers and we will involve the Britishers to take our resources for their own use, then there will be a trade and commerce in between the king and the Britishers, and they start paying us taxes in exchange of our resources. So we will be benefited. Even they will also provide their army for our own personal work. and they will also give us weapon to fight against enemies. So here students, our India is divided very badly. Okay, every area is guarded, every area is under the control of different kings. So king having the rivalries, king having a fight with another king, so they are fighting very hard against each and other. That's why there is no unity in between the king of our Indians origin, and this benefit is taken by the Britishers. Britishers taken the benefit of our Indian kings. So here, as we know, there is a war between Indian rulers, benefit taken by the Britishers. Okay, and what happens? Okay, and these Britishers, while conquering our India, they fought against small leaders and taken charge of big leaders. See, these Britishers supported the big leaders of our Indian subcontinent, big king, and what they told them, we will fight for you against your enemy. You can use our soldiers, okay, to win this war. And here king also a very talented one. Oh, why should I use my army? These Britishers are giving his own army to fight against our enemies, so I can take the use of it. So by this way, a big king taken the help of the Britishers, and they fought against the small leaders. When the small leaders defeated, then the Britishers became more stronger, and they fought against the big leader. By this way, they conquer our Indian subcontinent by fighting against small leaders and big leaders, or small king or big king, and they taken the charge of our Indian subcontinent during the period of 18th century, during the era of 1765. Now students, comes to another picture here. Okay, here some another thing is written in the previous picture. The people had no peace due to such constant fights. So here there was a small wars in between the kings. So peoples don't have a peace. Okay, they are totally fed up with this. That's why the big king taken the help from Britishers to fight against small kings. At last, Britishers defeated the big king and taken the charge of our Indian subcontinent. Now, okay, all right. Now comes to another picture. So now we are going to read this. Yes, all right. What is written here in this picture? Okay, the rivalries helped the East India Company, and it could easily subdue Indian princes one by one. So here a fight taken place in between the two kings. Okay, a bigger king is defeating a smaller king. Okay, in support of Britishers. So first Britisher helped the big king to fight against small king. When the small king was defeated, again they fight against, with collaboration with small kings, against big king. By this way, they taken the charge of our Indian subcontinent. All right, now comes to another picture. What is there? Yes, here you can see the face of Tipu Sultan. Do you know a Tipu Sultan? He is a very brave, courageous and strong king, and he was residing in Mysore. Mysore is in southern part of our Karnataka state, and he is a very brave, okay, and he is very justifiable, and whatever injustice he sees in his kingdom or somewhere outside from his kingdom, he used to defeat those rivalries. He used to give the punishment, okay, those convicted peoples, to those accused peoples. So he is a very talented one, even strong also. So what he is thinking here in this picture? A far-seeing ruler like the brave Tipu of Mysore fought the British till he died fighting. See, he is also very good freedom fighter. He fought for his own kingdom, fighting very hardly against the Britishers, and he never given up his braveness, his courageousness, and he fight till last, and he won, that rivalry, and he won that war. Okay, by the way, sometimes he won that war, but the Britishers conquered his kingdom with the help of his strong army. Okay, but he never given up, and here Tipu uh, defeated, but he won when he fight hard against the Britishers. All right, now comes to another picture. What this picture tells here? This, okay, here the peoples of the kingdoms, okay, and even small kings of the kingdoms are thinking something different for the Britishers. Now Britishers having a good status in front of our Indian origin peoples, where Britishers were too sharp, they were helping to the big king also, even small king also. When the big king is going to fight against small king, these Britishers bring their army and help big king to fight against small king. When the small king was defeated, the big king merge or take the charge of small king kingdom and goes back to another small king. So these Britishers are helping the big leaders to support, okay, to support and let them win against the small leaders. By this way, Britishers are helping to the king also and to the peoples of their kingdom. So the peoples of their own kingdom, what they are thinking for the Britishers, let's read it out here. Okay, what they are thinking? Thank God there is peace in the country now. No more wars and no looting by thugs. So they are thinking like this. And another guy, what he is thinking? It is God who sent the Britisher. And another one, what he is thinking here? Our destiny is linked with them. Okay, see what they are thinking at all. Here they are giving a good status to the Britishers. Britishers are like a god. When they came in our country, a peace prevails in our country, and there is no war taken place in between small kings and big kings. And even the looting of by thugs, even there are some thugs. Thugs means the peoples who used to reside in the forest. When the convoy, when the convoy or when the group of peoples passes in between from the forest with their precious resources like gold, silver, what they used to do, they used to loot those all kind of precious metals, precious resources by them, okay, with the help of small army, and they used to keep it somewhere in the big mountains, okay, for their personal use. So here the thugs are considered, and these big kingdoms were totally fed up with these thugs, and they were finding these thugs to fight against them. But the Britishers were also taking the help of the thugs, and they're using these thugs for their own purpose, for the purpose of looting activity against the kingdom. All right, and some of them are giving a good condolences to the Britishers. When they came to our country is getting prosperous. So here someone is speaking, our destiny is linked with them. That's why they are helping us in this cruel act of tax collection of this big king. All right, now comes to students another picture of this page. So here we will read this. So just read it out. What is there in this small para? The white man has killed our, dethroned our kings. The white man has killed or dethroned our kings. Now these peoples are getting a lesson when the Britishers start showing their real face in front of our Indian villagers. Now what they did, the white man came, a big army came, and they set up their company in India, okay, and where they set it, they set up a Kolkata, a big company. They set up their company in northeastern, and they start, okay, killing our big leaders, okay, by looting their resources, by taking the charge of their area, okay, by conquering their area, and by torturing their kingdom and using their resources for their own purpose. At last they start killing big leaders, okay, and they are bringing down the leaders, and they are examining that we are the leaders now, we are the Britishers, we came in India and we want to show our hegemony, our power in front of the villagers, in front of the Indian peoples, okay. Some of the villagers are speaking like this, but what another people is saying here, what they are telling? No, some kings were not good, but after all they were of this land. They were telling, no, okay, all right, some kings are not good, okay, but they are belonging to our India. They might be they are not good in nowadays. In the coming days they can do good thing for us, so we should respect them. We shouldn't give up them. But these Britishers are from another country. Who knows what they will do in the coming days with us? So maybe they are good, or may not be they are not good, or they will do some cruel things with us. So we should take care about this. So some of them speaking. But what another man is speaking here? Read it out. Now we have become slaves of foreigners. Now we have become slaves of foreigners. We can't do anything. Now these foreigners are going to beat us. They are going to convince us to work for them, and they are never going to give our earning to us, and they are going to take all those things in the form of taxes. So students, these all things you learned here from this portion of the Conquest of 1757 and 1849. So students, what you have to do today you have to make a notes regarding this 2 pages. All right, you have to make notes along with send me in WhatsApp where I am going to check it. So this is a homework for you. You should write about this, whatever you heard from this page. All right, so students, for the time being, have a nice day and be with this lesson, and we are going to complete this lesson within 2 or 3 videos.